Alrighty guys, welcome back to Star Wars Review. Today I'm doing a video on The Bad Batch, because in the latest episode, titled Reunion, the viewers had a reunion with a certain Duro's bounty hunter named Cad Bane, which is just great. Today I wanted to talk about, his appearance, in The Bad Batch, maybe a little bit of his future in The Bad Batch, his and an unfinished arc from the Clone Wars, and here's why I love Cad Bane and, to a certain extent, bounty hunters. This was his first appearance in a TV episode, animated episode since the season 4 episode of the Clone Wars titled Crisis on Naboo, which I believe the episode ends with him getting arrested by the Jedi. Or then the episode doesn't end with that, but last time we saw him, I think he was getting arrested. I don't remember. I think that was the case. I didn't rewatch the episode, but that episode came out on February 10th, 2012. So almost 9.5 years ago, since we've last saw him in TV. He was in the 2017 Darth Maul mini comic series from Marvel. But other than that, he actually hasn't appeared in any other stories. So, I'm happy that he's back. Even if, the scene from this episode isn't like a super long scene. Obviously, it was a big scene because of him returning and, for where it's, taking the story of the series with the Bad Batch and Omega and whatnot. But, in the episode, it just... obviously it's still a fan servicey moment with a big fan favorite character returning, but it worked well. Didn't feel like Cad Bane was shoehorned into the story. It made sense and worked. So I'm happy with that. But in the episode, he captures Omega, and so it seems like we will get to see him again in the series. Most likely this season, I would assume, though. The Bad Batch will, rescue Omega. I would assume that would, happen this season. Obviously, I don't know if he's actually working with the Kaminoans right now. Obviously, I would assume he's just working with the Kaminoans, and I don't know if we'll be bringing Omega to Kamino or what. And whatnot. Obviously, there were some episode titles for the July episodes, and one that was titled Rescue on Rylos. So, but I don't know why Cad Bane would take Omega there. Unless he's doing something else, but maybe we'll see him in that episode. But obviously, I'm just going off the title there. That's really not much to go off of. But I'm assuming it would happen sometime later in the season. But hopefully, the Bad Batch don't kill him. Obviously, if they do go that way in the story, I'll be fine with it because it's what they wanted to do. But I just want to see more of him. More of him, maybe even later in the Imperial rise of the Empire era. But there is one story everyone wants to see of his, which is the unfinished arc of the Clone Wars, which I believe there's 2 scenes that were shown at a Star Wars Celebration panel about unfinished stuff from the Clone Wars. There was concept images and Dave Filoni talking about what would happen in the arc. But the one scene, I forget the one scene was, but the second scene is a duel between Cad Bane and Boba Fett, in which they shoot each other, and the shot in that scene, it was honestly very visually similar to the duel between Cad Bane and Hunter in this recent episode of the Bad Batch. But Cad Bane, Boba Fett shoots Cad Bane and his hat blows off, where Cad Bane shoots Boba in the helmet. And Boba's helmet, flies off and reveals how the dent in Boba's helmet got there. So, yeah, obviously, what, a lot of people just thought happened is that he died, which obviously, if this moment is still canon and still takes place during the Clone Wars, then obviously that's not true. And not obviously, some people are speculating that maybe we'll get at least maybe that duel redone, or I don't know what the term, I can't think of a correct word to use in this series, the Bad Batch, but I don't know, I just don't see that happening now, mainly because Cad Bane's already on the Bad Batch's bad side, so I just don't know how the Bad Batch would be there unless it happens this season and Boba Fett shows up when they're trying to rescue Omega. That's my only guess, but it would kind of feel weird to have this Boba show up like that, unless it shows up beforehand. But yeah, but right now I kind of doubt that we'll see that story in this series. Maybe one day we'll, I'm hoping one day we'll get, another, I guess, Lost Missions-esque season of the Clone Wars where we get at least a couple of those arcs, mainly that arc. Out of all the arcs when we're unfinished, that's one I definitely do want to see get finished. Obviously there's other ones like the Utapau arc, the Darth Maul, Son of Dathomir arc. Obviously that was adapted in that comic series, and the Dark Disciple arc. Obviously that was adapted into the novel, but this is the one where I would like to see it either get finished or adapted into a comic or a book, probably a comic, but yeah. But the only reason I say we might not see it in this series is one, because the Bad Batch will have to be there, and I don't know exactly how the Bad Batch would be involved. And also we wouldn't get the majority of the arc, because we would only be able to get the duel at the end. Which I kind of want the whole arc, but also wanted, like I said, that the duel at the end of the recent episode with Hunter Cad Bane is very, very visually similar to the unreleased scene of that duel. So I feel like they're kind of paying homage to that unfinished scene. And also there's recently some concept stuff, character model thingy for Cad Bane for this series. It kind of shows him having like some cybernetic like thingy on his head or something like that. So makes it seem like this duel already happened. So I doubt it will happen in the series, but like I said, maybe one day we'll get it adapted elsewhere, or the arc finished. That's what I'm hoping for. But I would assume there'll still be some stuff from that arc taken over in the show. Obviously Cad Bane's outfit is the outfit he had in the arc. Also for the arc, he had a new ship created called the Justifier, which I wouldn't be surprised if we see that in the Bad Batch. There was no scene released with that ship, but they did release concept artwork for it. So, and it's a pretty cool looking ship. So, hopefully you see that. But yeah, I just kind of dabble seeing in the Bad Batch that the Boba Fett Cad Bane stuff. But anyways, now I'm gonna just talk about Cad Bane, and why I love him. Which bounty hunter characters in Star Wars, I don't know, I like them. And it's kind of weird because most of the time the bounty hunters are usually more on the bad side, and usually I'm not a huge mega fan of like bad guy characters. I'm I'm not someone who goes out of the way to get collectibles and whatnot of the bad guy characters, but for some reason I love bounty hunters, and mainly obviously it's probably some of the ones that are more what everyone loves. Obviously Boba Fett and Cad Bane are my two favorite bounty hunters. So obviously the reasoning is, and is really the only big reason I can really or good reason I can give is that they're just cool. Just concept of them, and how they act, and mainly how they look, their costumes. Obviously you already know Boba Fett, but Cad Bane, cool little cowboy-esque outfit with his cowboy hat, and he's got the revolvers, and he has jetpack thingies on his boots and wrists, which just all screams cool, really cool. And he's also got a cool sounding voice from voice actor Corey Burton, and he also is blue. But he's just a all around cool looking dude, and that's legitimately the reason I love him in most bounty hunters. Obviously, Boba, I do, obviously just going off the original trilogy, it's the same exact stuff here, but I was with Boba, definitely with, his few appearances in The Mandalorian and comics, and, the Clone Wars and whatnot. He's more thrown on me as a actual character too. Definitely with the Mandalorian, I liked how he's shown in that show. But we obviously haven't gone a whole lot with Cad Bane as a more main point of view character. Obviously the Bad Batch isn't gonna give that either, so hopefully one day we do get something like that. Obviously that unfinished arc was pretty much that. To more dive into who he is, and more stuff like that. Obviously we already know who he is, and obviously some of his morals and whatnot, but really dive deep into those because he's already cool looking, and the basics of all that stuff I do also enjoy with him. But I guess all I'm asking for is I want more stories of Cad Bane in them, and hopefully we get a lot more. Either more animated stuff, or either comics or books or whatever. I just want more Cad Bane stories. But I kind of just rambled on here. I've been recording for almost 20 minutes. I don't know how much of that was me not saying anything, but the video definitely kind of a little bit of a mess, but I love Cad Bane. That's all I'm gonna talk about there. So yeah, and I'm happy that we got to saw him again. I was through the roof when he appeared. I stepped out of the Bad Batch's shuttle, and but anyways, this video is rambly mess. So I'm just getting off here. You check out my review of Reunion. And yeah, but anyways, I've been Starzy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
What do you say, kid? You want to come with us?
How can I help?
The Clone Wars have ended. You can either adapt and survive, or die with the past.